Welcome back, everyone, to FTBL United State of Mind. Apologies if there's any, Wi-Fi difficulties on my end. We're having technical difficulties on my side. I know all about that. But welcome back to the show. It's been a few weeks since we've done this. Obviously, since the last time me and Cam sat down and spoke about United, a lot of shit has gone down, man. Obviously, we'll address the elephant in the room a little bit. We'll talk about tonight's game as well. United have another big game against Southampton this weekend. But before we get into all of that, Culture Cams, my brother, how you doing today?
Good, man. Good. Obviously, good to get a win, of course, but it's still, you still got that sour taste in your mouth in a way. But yeah, it's good to get a win, and we just got to move on to Southampton. How are you, bruv?
I'm good, man. Honestly, I got all of my anger out on SDS, to be honest with you, and then I went on Football Daily. I had more of a calm reaction to it, and I think, look, the first day it was shock. The second day was denial. The third day was acceptance, and now I'm in my healing period. And today went a long way in kind of helping my state of mind, my peace of mind, and hopefully, like I said to you in person on the day, all we can really hope is that this team bounces back now. We have to just leave that result in the past and keep looking forward. I still maintain that we've had a good season, right? One result, as bad as it is, shouldn't define our entire season, or at least we shouldn't allow it to define our entire season. So I think today really went a long way in ensuring that we get back on track and continue challenging on all fronts. Because, bro, we're still in 2 competitions, still got the Premier League to fight for. Season's not done.
No, of course. In the moment, losing 7-0, there's only one way to react. There's only one way to feel anger, bro. Anger, sorrow. You want to fight the next person next to you. So all the reactions that people had after Man United was justified. You know what I mean? You can't go and say to anybody, you're doing too much. I do think, when I was seeing Ten Hag out and all that, it's a bit too much. But at the same time, you got to let people talk their shit. And that's what I did. Like, I didn't go back and forth with people. I let everyone talk their shit because we all deserve to. 7-0 is unacceptable at this football club, bro. And it can never, ever, ever happen again. And if it does, you'd want to see wholesale changes. You potentially would want to see the manager go if that happened again. So, listen, I hear everyone's anger. I hear everyone's complaints. But listen, as I've mentioned before, this club's not going to liquidate. This club's not going to just stop running now. Oh, lost 7-0 to Liverpool. Bye now. Yeah, I mean, no more Manchester United. That's not going to happen. We have to keep going. We have to keep moving. And we've got a good win against Betis. And then now we got to think about Southampton, man. And we reacted in the right way. I think today could have been 6 or 7 ourselves. We could have got 6 or 7 today. So we did react in the right way. I want to see Ten Hag's quotes after the game because I hope these players don't think, oh, blip. That's it. Nah, I need that pain to carry us for the rest of the season, bro. I need that pain, bro. So yeah, man.
I echo a lot of what you say. Obviously, the comments are making me laugh right now because someone said head loss Lies is my favorite version of Lies. A lot of people sometimes, bro, they be coming at me, especially on SDS. They say I don't show enough passion and enough bias towards my team. I think that performance I had this week was like anyone who doesn't think I write out for the team, bro. Hey, I ain't letting anyone talk shit, man. But
foreign fans, mate. You're a foreign fan.
I'm a local these days, bro. I'm one of y'all. But let's focus on today, of course, because like I said, it's all good and well saying, "Oh, this team, let's see how they bounce back."
These men are funny. What they're saying about me in the setup and that.
Let's talk about the setups. To be honest, hey guys, we're looking clean these days, man.
Bro, we're looking better, innit? We're looking better. We're looking better. I need to know what people want me to put up here. You know what I mean? This is a little meaningful one to me. Really meaningful. One of my close friends made that one. But I want to know what people want. What do you guys want in the background and stuff? You know what I mean? I'm going to kit this place up.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Home setup hype. But anyways, back to the game. Like you said, it could have easily been 4, 5, 6 today if not for some better finishing from a few guys. Look, I know me and you are our mentions are going crazy after a few goals, but if we look at the performance as a whole, are you encouraged? Are you kind of just relieved that we got back on track? What did you make of that performance in general?
Bro, I'm just laughing at the comments. Sorry, bro, but
FTBL money coming in. You know who I am. You know who
Yo,
I
I
am.
didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said. What did you
I said
say?
the performance today, is it more so relief? Is there anything you really take away from that in terms of encouragement? Is it just kind of like back on track? What's your main takeaways from the game?
I mean, it's back on track, of course, but that's not the Premier League. That was the Europa League. That's not the competition that we got smashed in. You know what I mean? I want to see us react against Southampton and score 2, 3, 4 goals against them as well. They're a team that are pretty much on their knees. I mean, they're in a relegation battle coming to Old Trafford, which, cool, the 7-0 happened, but Old Trafford has been, in a way, a fortress. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So we were 100%, we 100% I just want to see a bounce back. You know what I mean? I want to see a proper reaction. Yes, okay, today is one. We're lucky that our next game is at Old Trafford as well, because if you're at Old Trafford, the fans are behind you. They didn't boo. They they're gassing you up. So yeah, bruv. Like I just want to see a proper reaction, bro. Yeah, I mean, more of today. Let me say more of what we saw today. The first half, nah. The first half wasn't it for me. It was not it. I was not impressed with the first half. But the second half, complete contrast to the Liverpool game. I don't know what Ten Hag said. Maybe this time it actually motivated them, because whatever he said against Liverpool, that didn't work. Do you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, with a little bit of motivation, we can go into the Southampton game and get lit. What is I say? Right, Kansas isn't here to listen, people. If you want that type of
Culture
content,
Alboni.
if you want that type of content, I'm versatile. I'm versatile. Trust me. I can give you some of that. You know what I
Your
mean?
bag is deep like that.
Who's that? Is it? What is? How does he sit?
Yo, that picture killed me, by the way.
Hey, don't kill me, man. Don't kill me.
Hey man. Hey man. Back on the game. I agree with you completely, by the way. And yo, again, I repeat, guys, sorry if my thing is lagging. I tried fixing some stuff earlier. It is what it is. We got it. The show must go on. But yeah, the first half, I agree with you, to be honest with you. It was poor. It actually looked like, yo, they were still a little hungover from Sunday, to be honest with you. A lot of bad traits from that game carried on to this first half. And we got the first goal. Rashford, I mean, he took that goal absolutely brilliantly, man. The composure to skip past his defender. And then I love those finishes, man. Near post roof. There's nothing better than that kind of finish. So he took that really well. But, and I'm going to read one of these super chats here. I'm not going to read it entirely because I'm not trying to get banned or get this channel in trouble. But David De Gea, brother, your days are numbered, to be honest with you. I've never in my life seen a so-called top-level goalkeeper so inept with the ball at his feet. So inept. That first half performance, bro, you could basically create a season's worth of low light from just 45 minutes. Absolutely awful. I mean, at times it looked like he was trying to pick out Ten Hag with some of his passes, bro. They were closer to him than they were to a teammate. And they get the goal. Whether it was a handball or not is up for debate. I don't think it was. But you can even argue he should have done better with that one. And I think De Gea, look.
That was a good goal, man. That was a good goal.
I don't want to make this all about him, right? But I'm going to say it anyways. This club cannot extend him, bro. I know there's whispers about extending him and making him compete for his place next season with someone like David Raya. Bro, they need to just split their paths up at the end of the season. Thank you for the memories, De Gea. Thank you for your service and move on. Because quite simply, bro, this guy is not up to it anymore. This guy can.
Hey, DDG stands have infiltrated. You're talking about a club legend. You're talking about a club legend. Come on, man. The top Reds have infiltrated, bruh. They don't want to hear from you.
They heard me start talking. They cut off my mic. They're trying to censor me, y'all. They're trying to censor me. David De Gea ain't it. For a team with aspirations like United does, especially for a team like under Ten Hag with aspirations to keep the ball and dominate games, they can't do it with De Gea in goal. And I think the first half, if you didn't already see it before, the first half, bro, you have to be blind to not see that anymore. So that was a huge takeaway for me.
Yeah, I think, listen, we've spoken about De Gea so much. And I was looking at one of my tweets when I was on Stoppage Time, a Stoppage Time tweet from 2019. And I was saying exactly what we're saying today. I was saying, I just think Man United need to move on from him. He's not one of the best keepers in the league anymore. Yes, he's here. He's got the record. He's been at Man United for a long time. Perfectly fine. However, look, United are trying to be a possession-based team. He does not allow Man United to be a possession-based team. And it's not just him. Of course, there's going to be other people in the team that need to come in and some people need to come out. But Manchester United cannot keep passing out to the back and he's just booting the ball to the opposition, booting the ball off the pitch, causing panic. We can't afford to be doing that because against better teams, they will punish. Betis could have punished. So Manchester United eventually need to move on. I think they're going to give him the new contract, but it's going to be on reduced wages. And hopefully it's for to be a number 2 because I want to see a fresh face. De Gea has been at the club 12 years. Good shot stopper, but no. Do you know what I mean? But no, we need to move on. We need to understand the right time to be like, listen, we move on. Same thing with Chelsea. Remember with Chelsea, Czech still had a bit of life in him. He wasn't dusted. He had a little bit of life in him. But it's like, we got Courtois now. We got to make a business decision here. And I think that's what Manchester United need to do. They need to replicate what Jose Mourinho and Chelsea did in, I think, around 2014-15 and say, listen, we want to bring a new goalkeeper in. If you want to stay, you can stay on the bench and be a mentor. If not, thank you for your services. Club legend, we move. Simple.
I even look at Pep, his first decision when he came to City was with someone like Joe Hart, who was such a huge figure in that dressing room, such a huge figure in, albeit the short history of Manchester City. You're out the door, man. You don't play the way that I want to play. And I understand that Ten Hag, I think, has been very careful not to shake up the apple cart and not to disrupt the dressing room too much since he's come in. I think he really values stability in there and sees that it's already a dressing room with not a lot of experience and a lot of fragile characters. So I think he's very hesitant to kick guys out like Pep or Jose were, at least from the start. But I think going forward next year, bro, you got to be ruthless, like you said, man. Like you cannot be sympathetic and hold on to the past because United need to be looking forward to the future. And I think De Gea is a stopgap towards looking forward to that. But regardless, we go into the second half. And let's be honest, guys, right? It's Betis, right? In fact, the start of this video, I think I had the title as order restored. And even Cam was like, yo, we can't say order restored, but it's just Real Betis.
Bro,
and in fact, it was Real Betis' second team. It was Real Betis' second team, to be honest with you. They were missing some big players. Nabil Fekir is, of course, out for the season. So we're not going to make any season-defining opinions based on this game. But let's be absolutely real here. But the second half performance and the turnaround in mentality and in attitude and intensity especially, I think was promising. Obviously, Erik Ten Hag didn't like what he saw in the first half. And I think you look at him throughout the game, Cam, he looked quite annoyed, quite visibly pissed off from what happened on Sunday because let's be real, it's 5 months of progress really almost erased just like that. Like all the good work that they were doing, all the momentum that they really had in one second half disaster is completely out the window and you're starting from scratch. And you could tell that he really looked frustrated and annoyed on the sideline. But the second half, I thought there was a really good response, some really decent performances from certain players. I thought Casemiro, to be honest with you, the last few games I think has kind of looked leggy. I haven't been really impressed with him today. Obviously not against Liverpool. But the main one I really want to talk about is Antony, because I think he's been the subject for the last few days. Obviously,
you dropped a cipher on him, boy. You dropped a cipher on him the other day. Even when you sent it to me, I said, hot takes, hot take culture.
So here's the thing, though. I really don't think it's a hot take. I think even after today, most of what I said still stands true. And of course, I'm going to say that because it's my opinion. But one of the biggest things I said during that little segment was that, okay, Antony will get you that one screamer into the top bins once every 10, 15 games. And today was one of those 10, 15 games. But I thought before that goal, he was pretty poor. He was doing a lot of the things that I've seen all season. However, after that goal, he probably gave me the best moment of the game, and it was one that he missed. But I actually value the moment that he gave me more than the goal he scored. And that's when he had that little combination on the edge of the box, gets himself into the penalty box, obviously chips it over the goal where he probably should have passed. But I like the penetration and decisiveness from Antony in that moment. He should have, absolutely. But for me, the move was more important and more impressive to me and like showed me more about Antony than the finish. Because like you even tweeted out, we know what Antony has in his locker. He has that kind of whipped shot in his arsenal. He can hit shots like that. But this doesn't change anything that I said. Ziyech is a player I compared him to. I've seen Ziyech do that against Spurs. I've seen Ziyech with an absolute wand of the left foot curl it top corner multiple times. But when you look at a 90-minute performance, I don't think it changes the overall performance that he had. But moments that he had where he missed that shot, but the decisiveness and the penetration that he showed during that run for me is more impressive and tells me more about Antony than what I already knew about him.
Yeah, I think, listen, this isn't, Antony's got to improve. You know, we've all seen the stats to back up the eye test. You know, a lot of people, well, us two particularly, I'll talk for us two, we're not impressed, you know, with Anthony so far. And the stats backed it up. You sometimes you look at things, you use eye test. Some people say, well, the retention and the balance that he gives us, cool, that's all good. But I want assists. I want you to be a threat on the pitch consistently. And we don't get to see that enough. One thing that we do know he does have a whip. You know, he whips the ball well. Like, I think you're a bit harsh by saying once every 10 games. You do actually see him hit the post or get a decent save out of the keeper once every few games. But overall, he needs to improve his performances. And today, bro, could have had a hat trick. But again, even with that chipped opportunity, he didn't want to use his right foot to either square it or either shoot. He wanted to kind of do this little chip thing, and it went over the bar. It was a better performance today from him in the second half, but it ain't nowhere near like, oh, you know what I mean, we should get gassed and we should be now start saying, pulling up shouts about Anthony. No, we still need way, way more, because he still does a lot of frustrating things on the pitch. You know what I mean? He's still, in my opinion, we get in areas where a Saka, Sterling's, even all these type of players, they would have made something happen. But him, it ends up not ending up in a chance or anything like that. So there's still a long way for Anthony to go. But listen, if he just wants to just be a whip merchant for the rest of the season, please just do that, bruv. Just do that. Maybe just give us some goals or something. Might carry us through something.
I see people too in the comments saying, "Oh, this isn't genuine praise. You guys hate him." Like, this is one thing that really annoys me, to be honest with you guys. Because at the end of the day, me and Cam are Man United fans. No one will be happier to be proved wrong or look like idiots about Anthony than us ourselves. We're obviously not rooting against the guy. We got nothing personal against him. We just want to see the best at our football club. And I still maintain that up to this point, Anthony has not been good enough for United. All of the flaws that I pointed out in his game, in my opinion, still hold validity. So I don't understand this as like some agenda. There's no witch hunt here, guys. We're just giving analysis. And I showed one of the comments basically saying there's no better time to criticize or analyze than when you're winning. And I think that holds true, right? Obviously, it's not the end of the world when we lose. Like, the world is not ending when we lose 7-0, but also life is not perfect. We're not seeing 10 out of 10 players when we're winning as well. We got to be fair here. And I don't think Anthony has shown enough over this season. I hope he improves. And the one thing I'll listen to you guys and say is he is still young and it is still his first season. So there is every chance that I could be proven wrong, but I need to see it first.
Yeah, I fully agree. Listen, you criticize, you hate, you praise, you're over gassing. That's just the way the internet is, isn't it? If I turn around and say, "Oh wow, Anthony's so good," people will start saying, "Hey, you just protect the players you like." If I turn around and say, "Oh, Anthony needs to do better," you've got an agenda. So listen, if you want blind faith, blind excitement, then that's up to you. But I'm not going to do that, and I don't do that for any player. So listen, people say I have an agenda against like 9 players at this team at the moment. I have an agenda against Shaw. I have an agenda against Lissandro. I have an agenda against Anthony. I have a Weghorst. Everyone. I got an agenda against everyone. Fair enough.
This guy AMH says, this is going to lead to a super chat that we got as well. He says, "Lias, I need you to admit that Anthony does more than Sancho, though. I don't rate either. I ain't a United fan either." And I'm also going to go to the super chat that basically says, "I can't lie, Sancho is a ghost, no excitement in his game." Look,
I didn't think his cameo was that bad. Was his cameo that bad?
I thought it was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. But my point is, guys, I made a similar video on Sancho earlier in the season that I got ripped apart from. I went on SDS and talked about Sancho themselves, and they called me a Sancho hater then. I called Sancho crap during the first half of the season. He was playing crap, and rightfully so. He got basically sent to the mountains. Improve your game, improve your mentality. He's come back, and I think he's looked a little better. But that just goes to show, like, there's no agenda here for any player. There's no bias here that I have for Sancho or versus Anthony. I'm looking at both of those guys as players that must improve, because you look at the amount of money that we've spent on both of them. 170 million pounds on 2 wingers who are supposed to lead the wings for us for the next 5 to 10 years. There's no bias towards Sancho. There's no agenda against Anthony.
I didn't even think Sancho was bad when he came on, to be fair, but I actually don't know what to say about that, bro. I didn't think he was bad when he came on. I think people, listen, if you have your mind made up on Sancho, you have your mind made up in it. So I just don't think he was bad. I thought he was calm. You know what I mean? I think he even set up a chance for Anthony, I believe it was. the guy, look, even when I look at Sancho, the way his body is, the way he is, he doesn't look like a player that's going to be consistently coming off the bench and making some great impact. For me, he's a rhythm player. He needs to start. He needs to start a few games through and through and through. He's not one of them players that's just going to come off the bench and do a madness all the time. So he needs to get himself in the starting lineup. You know what I mean? I think he deserved to start today. Garnacho too. I mean, you look at Garnacho, for example, he's explosive. You can come off the bench and just make an impact. He's that type of player. Sancho is more of a rhythm player for me, but
I agree.
He needs to get himself in the lineup.
Let me ask you that actually about, you said I wish I'd seen him start and him start. What was your take, at least before the game, on Ten Hag deciding to go for the same 11 that he went for against Liverpool? Because all the talk beforehand was that, oh, who will he drop? The easy decisions for me anyways were the fullbacks, Wan-Bissaka and Malacia, and for Dalot and Shaw, and he decided to go for the same 11. So what were your initial thoughts on that?
I understand the decision. I didn't want to see it because these guys going into the game still at this moment, I've got, as I said, I've got a sour taste in my mouth about these players. Like, I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean? Like, losing 7-0, you don't want to see the same guys that were out there that lost 7-0. And I was just thinking to myself, how would Wan-Bissaka, Sancho, Garnacho, for example, feel watching a team that just lost 7-0 and then still on the bench? That's for me a little bit demoralizing, but I get you got to think about the 11. It was an 11 who were terrible, and you just got to outweigh 11 outweighs 3 or 4. He's not going to make 11 changes, so he's got to think about the guys that are the majority, and the majority were the losers on the pitch. So he obviously prioritized them, and they responded well. But still, Aaron Wan-Bissaka came on. He's been better than Dalot since the World Cup. He had a really good cameo. Dalot, since the World Cup, hasn't been good. Hasn't been good in my opinion at all. And he's another one which I see as a rhythm type of player as well. Dalot, like when I look at him, he came back from that injury. He doesn't look like a player that can just. He looks like he's going to take. You remember Wayne Rooney? They used to say the same about Wayne Rooney. It will take Rooney 5-6 games to get into his rhythm. He never used to just be someone that can come back from injury and boom, I'm back and start scoring goals. You look at Aguero. Aguero get injured, come back and score a hat-trick. It was just a different type of people, bro. And I see that as Dalot as well, man. But yeah, Wan-Bissaka's been better than him since the World Cup, 100%.
I was going to touch on that as well, to be honest with you, because I was someone like you who said Dalot, the way he's playing in the beginning of the season, he looked like one of the best right backs in the league on form. And he actually had a very good World Cup for Portugal as well. He displaced Cancelo. He obviously got that injury at the World Cup, which ruled him out for the first 2 games. That's where Wan-Bissaka came in, finally got his opportunity, and looked really good. He looked much improved. And I was all for Dalot coming back and taking back his place, because I think Dalot is a better footballer than Wan-Bissaka. But Dalot, since the World Cup, has played drunk, in my opinion, bro. Like he has been completely off it in terms of intensity, in terms of what he was showing us in the first half. First half, he looked like he loved defending. I really liked what I was seeing from him. But for me, Wan-Bissaka, since that World Cup, I don't think he's put a foot wrong. So I'm with you, to be honest with you, man. I think Wan-Bissaka is
not the Barcelona home game. I believe home it game. Was Wan-Bissaka was.
Yeah, he wasn't. Shocked. Yeah, that fair enough. And Dalot, actually, he changed the game when he came on. Okay, that's a very good point. But I think for the most part, Wan-Bissaka has been really good since he came back. So I'd like to see Wan-Bissaka given more of a chance, and Dalot maybe watch from the sideline, and hopefully that when he comes back can get his rhythm back, because we need both of them at full strength, and we need competition at that area. Let's look at some other cameos. Someone that I'm really happy to see every single time he comes on now, and I think every time he shows me something, is Facundo Pellistri. And we got some super chats here saying, what did you think about that Pellistri comment? By the way, I was not familiar with his game. I said it against Forest, I believe, when he came on. It might have been against Forest, and he also against Leeds when he came on as well. I think he brings United a bit of intensity, a bit of speed. He runs at players. He holds the whip well. I've been impressed with Facundo Pellistri every time he's come on, and he creates that Weghorst chance today for the goal. I don't know if he's good enough long-term for United. I'm not sure about that, but I think for this season at least, he should be giving Ten Hag some headaches, in my opinion, because his cameos off the bench for me have been as good as almost anyone in attack. Maybe not Garnacho.
The problem is the business end of the season now. We're getting to the business end of the season. If he didn't get many games before, he's not going to probably get that many now. That's just the reality. Like, I'll be surprised if we see Kobe Mainoo play 3-4 games for the rest of the season. Yeah, it's getting to the point where Ten Hag's going to know his 11. He's going to know the players that he wants to be bringing on, bringing off. And Pellistri has been good for me. Like, I would love to see him start against Betis next game. We're 4-1 up. Give him a start. He's not a shocking player that's going to all of a sudden reduce the level of the team. Give him a start. From what I've seen so far, I've been impressed. I'm not super familiar with his game, but every single time I see him, he's impressing me. He's getting down the line. He's assisting. He looks like he's got a bit of a nippy dribbler. Why not, man? Why not? It's not like our attack are firing and everyone's purring over the attack. We have one consistent goal scorer, and that's it.
Nah, I agree with you spot on. I know some people here are saying, oh, it's cameo hype. Like, it's only when it's 3-4-1 that he's showing up, or how can you rate Pellistri and not Sancho? Like, you guys try and make this too much of a debate sometimes, right? Like, we're just hyping up the cameo that he had. I thought he looked good, to be honest with you. So I think, look, we're already short on depth as is. Our team is not extremely heavy in terms of players we can call off from the bench. So we got to take what we can get at this point, man. I hope to see Ahmad come in next season and be given a chance in preseason at least. Pellistri, I've been happy with him every single time I've seen him play. All we can do is praise.
Yeah, nah, I fully agree, bruv. Like, but listen, as I said, at this stage of the season, there's not gonna be many experiments. So I guess the fan base shouldn't get too hopeful. That's what I'm gonna say. Shouldn't.
Also, shout out to Weghorst getting his first goal at Old Trafford and celebrating like prime Didier Drogba scoring against Arsenal. It's about damn time.
Bro, we've been waiting, bro.
23 shots at Old Trafford before his first goal, but we finally got here.
Bro, he's a funny guy, man. He's a funny guy. The thing is, yeah, what's crazy is that with Weggy, I actually like the guy. He looks like he really loves it. I like the guy, but the player ain't it. But the guy seems like a lovely guy, bro. Seems like a lovely guy. He was crying mid-slide. I've never seen anything like it. I'm like, rah.
He was moving like LeBron Game 7 against Golden State, bro, like pounding the ground. Like, this is for you. Azed, this is for you.
Yo, it's funny, man. That is funny. Weggy, man. Weggy way.
Vout way.
Bro, listen, nah, he's a good guy. He looks like a good guy, but he needed that, especially after touching the Anfield sign. The sick man, fam. Sick man touching the Anfield sign.
By the way, that Instagram story. Come on, bro. Whoever his PR is, do better than that, man.
Man said, but Van Dijk should just come out and say, "Hey, I don't know Donny like that. We ain't cool like that."
I'm sorry to say, I have no idea who this man is. Sorry to this man.
Yo. Hey, don't kill me, man.
Nah, Weghorst, you're a good dude, bro. But end of the season, thank you for your service. And off you pop, man. Bring me Kane or bring me Osimhen. Adam Mahmoud says, read my super chat. You sent a super chat, Ahmad or Adam? I don't think I saw it. Let me go back and
definitely. See. I swear, Kyle. I think he jinxed us, bro. I think Weghorst jinxed us, but
Adam, I don't see your super chat, to be honest, bro. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Oh, hold on. Sorry. You sent it early. My fault, Adam. My fault. Okay, hold on. There you go. We'll read it right now. Would rather Ferguson over Kane and Costa over De Gea. I mean, we got a few questions in general, Cam, about Adam. I'm going to leave yours till after just because we're going to go through, I think, the last parts of the game. But we have a few questions regarding like transfers and stuff like that, which we're still in March, guys. We ain't getting too ahead of ourselves. Just Waffling says, feels like it will be hard for Sancho and Antony to improve their pace. What kind or which specific players do we need to help them thrive? I think for Antony, definitely a fullback that is like consistently bombing forward for me and providing. But the thing is, what I'm going to say is almost the exact same thing that I said for Sancho, right? Like with Sancho and Hakimi's relationship at Dortmund, I feel like Antony also needs that kind of player, but maybe someone who also underlaps as well, because Antony likes to keep the width. For me, they both need fullbacks that suit them, I guess. They need the setup to be perhaps more free flowing to help them get in and amongst it. I don't know. For me, I'm not a huge fan, guys, of wingers that need things around them to beat their man or to create chances. I'm a fan of old school wingers who can
We
get
should have
past their
signed Musa
guy.
Diaby, man. We should have signed Musa Diaby, bro. I was saying it in the summer.
Steph hype, man.
No, we should have signed Musa Diaby, bro. We're saying it in the summer, bro. But
I'm a fan of wingers like who can take on their player, whip a ball into the box, cut inside, slip a guy in, take a shot from 50 yards out like Anthony did today. Those are my kinds of wingers. Like wingers for me that need the entire system around them, like free flowing to get the best out of them. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna need ball players. They're gonna need more ball players. Like you saw that opportunity that you said is your favorite move of the game, the Anthony one, the 1-2, popping a 1-2. That's the type of player he probably wants to be. That's the way Anthony will beat fullbacks, will beat players by combinations. And with that, we're gonna need controller CM. We're gonna need a marauding right back probably, but we're marauding right back, controlling CM, even a potential 10 that's more of a glue. Bruno's not really a glue. So yeah, man, like same time, the 9, can they play off the 9? 1-2s off the 9. So they're just gonna need a lot more technically secure players. But bro, as I said before, unlocking a winger.
I don't agree either, by the way. Tyler Welling says, so basically what you want is a one-of-a-kind winger. Not many of those wingers exist that you want. I don't agree with that, to be honest with you. Okay, do they exist at the elite level in terms of like, are they like the top guys? Maybe that's obviously more rare to find, but I think top players in general are harder to find. But I look at, and this isn't someone I'm saying I want at United. Obviously, I'd like to aim higher, but I look at Harvey Barnes at Leicester. He's the kind of winger that I just described. Obviously not at that level, but guys, these guys are not rare Pokemon here, bro. You can find wingers that can beat their player and create chances on their own without the setup helping them. They're not rare. That's my whole thing. So I don't agree with that, Tyler, personally, but I respect your opinion as well. We'll go through some more super chats as well. Sandeep HG is dead says, please talk about David the Donkey, please, I beg. We talked about De Gea, to be honest with you. So long story short, to kind of just summarize what we said, end of the season, please move on. Either relegate him to the bench and sign a replacement or just part ways in general. I think we both agreed on that, me and Cam. Joseph Abu says Sancho is like Ahmad. He needs like 5 games in a row. I think that's basically what Cam said. Just waffling, we already read yours. Siler BM says Sancho being slow is a myth. His top speed is 34.6 kilometers per hour. He does seem like he's not match fit at all. Thoughts?
Back to my rhythm comment, bro. Back to my rhythm comment. I just think he's not played enough football, man. He's not played enough football lately. Just hasn't. Simple as he's been away 3 months. He's come back. He's had cameos, started a few, got subbed. He has not played enough football. He just hasn't. Simple as that. So how is he going to get match fit unless he gets a rhythm of minutes? That's what I think it is.
I hear it. Miles also says, if Brighton can find Mitoma, I don't want to hear no excuses for our scouts. Facts. Guys, like these wingers who can take on players and run behind and all this stuff I just mentioned, they're not rare, man. Like that's the standard winger. If anything, for me, profiles like Anthony are a bit more rare in terms of what he does, but that's just my opinion. We'll read a few more of these super chats out. Emerson Shield says, who are 5 players you signed to make us serious contenders? 5. Kane. I would say Kane. Just because, although I prefer Osimhen, I think Kane probably helps us more short term. I would say, we'll say David Raya because it looks like that one is likely. I think although he's not some elite level goalkeeper, I think he's competent and provides what we need. And I think he'd be an upgrade on what we have. So I'll say him. I like the looks of that Frimpong guy at right back. And if we're really looking for a right back that suits what Anthony is about, I think he could be someone that is like bombing forward, practically playing as like an actual winger that could help Anthony maybe unlock him a little more. So that's 3. A midfielder who I'm not 100% sure on yet. Like, I don't know who I'll give you a name, actually. McAllister. I like McAllister a lot, and I think that he could actually do a really good job in this United midfield. In fact, I think he could improve a lot of the top 6 teams' midfield. So I'll put him as my 4th. And my 5th, I'm not sure. A winger for me. A winger who suits the kind of profile I'm looking for more. But we're not going to go for 5 players.
Listen, give me another centre half. Move Lissandro, inverted left back. Do you know what I mean? Move him away from centre half. Give me a goalkeeper. I'll take Raya. I'll take Raya. Give me Osherman. Troops.
You're a clown, Troops.
Who else am I thinking of? I don't know.
So you
man.
said Osimhen. You said Osimhen, and you center back. Who's your midfield? Did you say anyone else?
Raya.
Midfielder. Who's moving you? Declan, no?
Yeah, I can hear that, but now I know we're gonna need like a controller. I think we're gonna go for that. Cacaret from
Lyon.
From Lille. I like him.
Leon.
He's moving.
Leon, by the way, don't.
Sorry, you said didn't you say Lille? Sorry, Leon. Sorry,
yeah,
Leon.
Yeah.
He's moving me. And
good player.
What other positions have I got?
So you said striker, maybe a right back, maybe another winger. Leao.
Yo, we'll talk about him soon. I can't think of the fifth one.
Fair enough. 4 is enough, by the way, guys. We're not signing more than Qatar or not. We're not signing more than 4 players, in my opinion, this summer. Anyways, good question, Emerson. Adam Mahmoud says, "Would rather Ferguson over Kane and Costa over David De Gea? Evan Ferguson over Harry Kane? That's a shout, bro. You're putting a lot of pressure.
Nah, that's overdoing it, man.
Yeah, I think Ferguson has a lot of potential. I think he can evolve into one of the best strikers in the league. But come on, let Harry Kane is a big man, bro. Come on, let's relax there a little bit." Joseph Abu says the eye test and stats from late last season and at Borussia Dortmund show Sancho can beat his man consistently. It's a myth that he can't. He just needs rhythm.
Listen, I need 10 players. But we ain't got time to talk about 10 players. You know what I mean? What do you think about Mason Mount links?
You know what's funny, right? First of all, I like Mount. I used to think he was really overrated, in my opinion. And I think it's gotten to a point. I always thought he was a good player, but I thought he got way too overrated. And I think it's getting to a point now where like people are just acting like he's an incompetent footballer, which I don't think is true. I think Mason Mount is a player that has been hurt by his versatility in terms of he's played so many different roles. I think Lampard, to be honest with you, kind of did what all he did with Rashford in terms of making him his main man, but not really coaching him to like this incredible level. And I think Tuchel, while he's a great manager, isn't probably a 1v1 coach in terms of like increasing the level of a player. So I think Mason Mount, under the likes of Klopp, under the likes of Arteta, under the likes of Ten Hag, can actually go up another level because I look at his athletic skills, I look at his engine, I look at his eye for goal, his movement and his play in the final third. And also, I think defensively, he still has something to offer you. I think he could be a really great, that balancer role that I was talking about when we were talking about Seedorf. It's going to sound crazy comparing Seedorf and Mount here, but I didn't do that. But Mount can play that kind of role for me for a top team. I wouldn't pay over 50 million for him, to be honest with you. I wouldn't go over the odds in terms of a price, but he cannot be our only midfield signing. I think if you sign Mount, you need to sign a controller next to him and then have Casemiro. So signing Mount for me would probably mean the end of Bruno Fernandes. But I'm of the belief that Mason Mount improves a lot of teams, and I think he has more to show than what he has so far. I think people writing him off are a little too early in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, Bruno's better than Mount. So if Bruno's going to come and play in Mount's role, then that'll be an issue. But listen, I'll take him I'll take him, but it's not something I'd prioritize. But I'd take him. I think Chelsea fans are a bit too harsh on him, man. Yeah, I mean, scapegoat things, but we move. Yeah, it's true. Sammy's spitting, isn't it?
Cam's Leal thought he was on local TV. He forgot he was watching. Hey, Leal's second half though had a decent cameo. We're not rating Leal's second half now. Oi. I think agenda is starting to kick in, to be honest with you. Madara, Diego Costa, Gonzalo Ramos, Kim Min-jae, FTJ, Kudus. That Kudus link at the last one, I actually like that. Kudus I'm a fan of. I know it's another Ajax signing, but this is one that I could actually get behind. I liked what I saw at the World Cup. I like what I've seen, at least in the group stage of the Champions League. Good player there. Not sure where he would fit in, but good player. We got any last ones before we sign out? These guys are not rating Mount, man. This guy said this agent contact you. I'm telling you, I've always thought before that Mount people went too far in terms of how good he really was. But now I think it's getting ridiculous, guys. He's obviously not a bad player. Quite obviously,
Mount is in that position. He's in that Rashford of last season position. He's in that Rashford of last season position. So, have I seen a better version of Mason Mount? Yes, I have. So, and he's young. He can improve. He's in that position where anything he does right now, he's taking L's for real. He's taking L's, but let's see how he bounces back in it.
I think we got one more super chat. Adam says Kane doesn't have the minerals to play at the top. Why are you trying to hold on? Let me read the super chat, bro. This guy paid money to.
Say no more.
All right, and then the last one you wanted to talk about is speak on Luke Shaw. I'm not going to speak on Luke Shaw after Sunday.
No. Speak on Luke Shaw. Speak on Luke Shaw.
No, I mean, like, I'm not gonna praise him. That's my whole point. Like, no matter how you think you played today, I'm not gonna praise him after Sunday. Like, I'm not praising anyone that took part in the Sunday game. To be honest with you, especially not him, the way he played.
Thoughts on his performance on Sunday.
It was horrible. I agreed with you when you said it's probably the worst left back performance in the history of the league. I wouldn't dispute that. This guy thinks I'm like some Shaw super fan. I thought he was awful. I thought he was decent today, but there's nothing for me. For most of these players, right? I'm hesitant, like you said, to really go too far in terms of praising them. No matter what you think of how anyone played today, Sunday still exists, guys. I know I said look forward to the future. We have to forget the game happened, but we can't completely forget it. It did happen. A lot of these players are susceptible. A lot of these players have been part of these results over and over again. So I'm not going to be here praising Luke Shaw today, man. Are you crazy? I know you want me to.
Listen, Lissandro inverted, please.
This guy, don't do that. Oh, you son of a
Lissandro inverted, please. That's what I'm saying.
You're a bad guy, man. Is there anything else you want to touch on today?
Not much, man. Southampton next. I think we might have to do a European roundup tomorrow. I think maybe, if you're
I was going to say, I mean, I have my show on Saturday. If you want to come on, I can give you the link because I know you want to talk to me about PSG. I know it's not going to be able to happen tonight because your laptop is dying. But I'll tell you this. Saturday, guys, 8 p.m. in Europe. I have also the Parisian Londoner from Don Robbie's show who features there a lot. He'll be coming on. Obviously, he's a diehard PSG fan. He'll be speaking about it. But that episode will be mostly on PSG. Not just the tie, but in terms of the project as a whole. The era, as I called it. I know a lot of people didn't like that word, but the correct word is an era. Like, if we're talking about literature, about the meaning of a word, it is an era. The Messi, Mbappe, Neymar era coming to an end. We'll be talking about PSG on 8 p.m. in Europe. Like I said, Parisian Londoner. Cam, the invite is out there as well. I'll send you the link for that if you want to come on and grill me, I'm sure, like you've been dying to do since yesterday. But that'll be at 8 p.m. on Saturday. Guys, make sure you don't miss that. I think that's the end of this show. I think we covered most of the stuff that we had to. But, we'll be back soon. Cam, any last words?
Yeah, man. Same as always. Like, share, subscribe, notifications on. The TL is going crazy over the Carlo Ancelotti episode.
Yeah,
we're going mad. I've got Barcelona hub accounts crying. I'm like, hey, you guys can hold that. You know what I mean? It's going wild. So go and watch that if you ain't watched it. Go and put your 2 pence in, throw your contribution, throw your suggestions in there as well. But listen, we'll be back. Where is it? Saturday?
For what? 8 p.m. in Europe?
You're doing 8 p.m. in Europe, right?
8 p.m. on Europe on Saturday, yeah.
Cool. Saturday. Yeah, what happened to Friday, man?
The thing is, I thought that you guys were doing your Stoppage Time TV thing coming out on Friday, so I wanted to move it to Saturday, especially because I figured you guys talked about PSG, but I don't know how that's going to work. But Saturday for sure. I got the guests settled. Hopefully we see Cam there as well, so make sure you tune in to that.
Listen, I'll do tutorials.
This ain't a turtleneck though, man. If you had an actual turtleneck, this would be perfect.
Just I'll do it soon. Do you know what I'm saying? Most importantly, save your money. You know what I mean? Get your credit up. You know what I mean? So when you need to get your credit up, what you need to do is you need to take things out and then, you pay it off gradually. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of things you do to build your credit, because you see in life, credit is important. It's almost as important as cash. You know what I'm saying? What would you rather? 100 million or 999 credit score? That's one for you guys to think about. That's one for you.
Don't let that go over your head.
Don't let that go over your head. Trust me.
Oh, you're a bozo. Guys, 8 p.m. in Europe on Saturday. Make sure you guys check out FTBL Culture with me and Cam. We talked about Carlo. That video is banging. One of the best we've done all season. FTBL United State of Mind. It's been real. Cam, thank you. See you when you see you. Peace.